All right, boys. This is the college football poll rankings. Sorry I didn't post the past couple of days, but I'm back. My camera's right here. I'm back. So let's start. So I think the top will still be Indiana, Texas A&M after that huge comeback, and Ohio State. But I do think some changes will happen. Louisville lost to Clemson. It was a bad loss. Lost to 1 point. So their playoff chances are done. Pitt lost, so I think that's over with. There's some others. So and Alabama lost. That's the big one. I think they're gonna drop below Oklahoma because they value head to head a lot actually. So let's see. So Arizona State sneaks its way back in. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. Same with Tulane, or no, Tulane might be the non-power four school, so they can maybe make it in. Houston, I don't think will make it. Missouri has some bad losses. Missouri, I don't think will make it. They've lost to Vanderbilt and they've lost to Alabama. I don't think they'll make it. Lost to Alabama, lost to Vanderbilt, lost to A&M too. If you can't be the top guys, you're not gonna be able to make it. They would have had to win one of these three, especially Vanderbilt, who's out on the outside looking in as of right now. I don't know if they're completely on the outside looking in, but right now they're on the outside looking in. So I don't think they make it. And then they play Oklahoma. They can maybe ruin Oklahoma's chances of getting in, but I don't think Missouri will make it. Same with Illinois too. UFC, well, they've lost to, no, they won against USC. Sorry, my bad. They won against USC, lost against Indiana. Bad. That was a bad loss. I remember watching that. That was a bad loss. They lost to Ohio State. No one's beating Ohio State. That's a fine loss. That's the number one team in the country. But they've also lost to Washington, who was ranked at the time. You can't lose that either. And then after that, you lose those three games. I mean, your playoff chances are basically done.
Playing out of the
I do like Houston though. Yeah, they have one loss to West Virginia, and the other loss to Texas Tech. It's not a bad resume for how bad they've not been playing that bad. So I really like this too. I think a Texas Tech loss is excusable. West Virginia is not at all. West Virginia has not played good at all. They've they lost to Texas Tech. Oh no, that's lost. They lost. Oh, they won against Pitt. They lost against BYU. Lost against Utah. And they're gonna play Texas Tech soon, but I don't think a West Virginia loss is that good. But
American is number 24. Presume they're going to be the highest ranked team out of the group of.
Yeah. So you just said is highest team out of the group of four. I 100% agree. The Tulane can sneak into the playoffs. They're gonna have a tough matchup. They're gonna be playing against whoever is ranked number 5. We'll see the playoff picture in a second.
5. They still have to win the American Championship in order to get in. Illinois back in the field along with Missouri. Let's look at the next group of 5. Number 20.
Wow. So Texas drops a lot after that bad loss in against Georgia. That was a really tough loss. I mean, they lost by over 20. I wasn't watching that because I was watching UFC fights, but what I did see was it was bad. I took a glance at the score and it was pretty bad. 35 to 10. I mean, it was bad. Archman shit the bed again, bro. I mean, it is what it is. Gunnar Stockton pretty good. 24 for 29, 4 TDs, 1 in. Can't ask for much more. Can't ask for much more. Running game was alright. It's bad. I mean, Contravian Weiser only had 37 yards. It's bad. And then no really one got going beside DeAndre Moore, and the defense was burnt toast. I mean, they're giving up how many yards was it? 229 yards, 4 TDs to Gunnar Stockton. I mean, I know Gunnar Stockton's playing at Georgia, he's a quarterback at Georgia, but come on, man, like you can calm down a little bit. You're Texas, man. You're Texas. You held that same Ohio State team to such a low number anyway. Gunnar Stockton, good game. That's a good game, and that's gonna shoot himself up in the Heisman race, especially with the Ty Simpson loss. That was really bad. Ty Simpson didn't look that good, and their playoff hopes are going to be in jeopardy too. I think they'll still make it against Bama, and they'll always find a way to make it. Ty Simpson didn't look good, and we can get to that once we see their rankings. Running game wasn't that bad. Running game wasn't that good either. I mean, 16 for 72. That's the average. Even the pass. Like, it had to have been the defense. Yeah, I mean, Texas just lost. I think Texas is good enough to the point where they can beat, like, the bad good teams. So, like, a Vanderbilt or, like, Florida, but they can't beat something like a Georgia, Alabama, even Ohio State. Obviously, Ohio State, Indiana. They can't beat the top of the top. I don't even think they can beat Georgia Tech. Maybe not even Tennessee. I don't even know. But I think them dropping this much is justified to me. I would like to see Tennessee a little higher. They've only lost to the best, but this might be SEC like glaze. So I'm fine with that there too. I'm not.
Tennessee
And even Georgia Tech, I think they should go up a little more too. Which was really bad with NC State. They've looked fine otherwise. They got Pittsburgh and then they got Georgia next. But I mean, like, it's not bad. Like, if they can win against Pittsburgh, they'll be alright. They'll be alright. Georgia's a valid loss. If they lose against Georgia, it's a valid loss. Just make it look competitive. The Boston College game did scare me a little bit though. Boston College was had one win coming in the season, and Georgia Tech's a ranked team looking for a playoff push. So that's a little wishy washy. But they haven't played bad. I mean, they beat Wake Forest, who also beat Virginia. They beat Clemson. They beat Colorado. It's not bad. I wouldn't panic yet. They need to get that one big win though. They need to get that big win. And I think Pittsburgh can be that win. And if they win against Georgia, that'd be their huge win. And I feel like they can make a push, but you have to see. The ACC isn't that good this year, so you can get in. You can sneak in.
9-2.
Same with Michigan too. Michigan lost to some bad teams. They play Ohio State soon, but it's not bad. It's really not bad. I mean, there's a loss to Oklahoma, justified. You can lose to Oklahoma. That's fine. That's a fine loss. They just beat Bama. The USC loss is really bad. They lost by a hot mile, but they've beaten Washington, who was ranked at one point. Michigan State isn't a bad win, and then they gotta perform against Michigan against Ohio State to actually have a chance to win. Even with Maryland and Northwestern, who are like both okay teams, you gotta like win that by a sizable amount. Northwestern wasn't a sizable amount. That's 2 points off of a game-winning field goal. I mean, that's not good. So they have to show out against Maryland to even get considered. And I don't think they will after how well USC's been playing the last couple of weeks. Virginia, tough loss against Wake Forest, but I don't think they'll make it either. Their loss against Louisville, who just lost to Clemson, I mean, that's not a good win anymore. The loss against Wake Forest, that's not justifiable. Their only really good win was against Florida State, who was ranked at the time, but they haven't looked that good, and a loss to NC State. I wouldn't trust that much. I wouldn't be a big fan of that. So I would halt on the Virginia glaze for a little bit. I think they're fine at 19.
Couple spots, USC.
USC jumps up. I like that. Do I think USC can go up higher? Yes, but they do have some bad losses. They won against Iowa. That's a good win. But they have to show against Oregon. They have to make it look competitive again to even like not fall that bad. Lost against Notre Dame. Not a bad loss. That's fine. Michigan was a good win. Michigan was a really good win. They really needed that. If they lost against Michigan, their hopes would be done. But I don't think any other is like that good. And they lost to Illinois too. That's not a good look. So yeah, they won against Iowa. That's a good win. They've also kept it relatively close, and they went against Michigan. Michigan's the biggest game. Michigan and Iowa are the two biggest games that they won. The Illinois loss could have easily been preventable. You could give them that. They went into Illinois Stadium. That's fine. That's fine. So you can make it look competitive against Oregon and UCLA. And honestly, if you're gonna win against Oregon, you're in no matter what. I mean, unless a bad loss from UCLA, which I don't think will happen. They can sneak in.
They're at Oregon. The Trojans have a chance to really put some pressure on the committee and try to get in the field.
And we've talked about, does Oregon have any room to slip up? This could be the week that they do. It'll be interesting if USC can go on the road.
Vanderbilt? I don't think they play this week. No, they didn't play this week, so they didn't move, so that's fine. Bad loss against Texas, who just dropped so much. And then they have a big game against Tennessee. They have to get business on Kentucky. That's fine. I think they can do that. Tennessee's going to be a big game. Big playoff implications. If Tennessee plays, you just saw them get ranked. But if Tennessee plays Florida and Vanderbilt, they can maybe sneak in. But I don't think they will, though. I don't think they'll jump that much. Tennessee or Vanderbilt, though, on the other hand, can sneak in. A win against Tennessee will propel them a lot. You gotta hope that a big SEC school loses, though, like an A&M loses. I don't think the A&M will get kicked out yet. But like Alabama has to lose again. And that's about it. I mean, you gotta hope Alabama loses because they lost against Alabama, and they're gonna value head to head. I don't think, like, they might be able to sneak in, but I don't think so either. Miami is one of I was down. So I met Miami is a top 5 school if they just play consistently. If Carson Beck isn't throwing his noodle arm throws, his little cheap passes that will his Georgia receivers will bail him out like he did last year, he would be a top quarterback. Like if you actually stay consistent, throw some good passes, step back in the pocket, throw some good passes, he would be a good quarterback. But the problem is he isn't. He's never consistent. You're losing to Louisville, who just lost to Clemson. Like, what are we doing? It's bad, man. It's bad. And then you get business done against South Florida when they were ranked. You win against Notre Dame. That was a big win. You can get propelled over that. But if you're losing to SMU in overtime and you look terrible, you only scored 20 points against, like, with that much firepower, it's bad. And you lose to Louisville too, just lost to Clemson. That's going to hurt you even more. Louisville just lost to Clemson. A terrible, bad Clemson team. This is the worst Clemson's looked in years. And you're still valuing them, bro. It's bad. You got to play consistent, but they're gonna be good because you know the ACC is so weak this year. Miami and Georgia Tech, two biggest teams. Miami and Georgia Tech. Pittsburgh is gone after the Notre Dame loss. Pittsburgh's gone. They're not even in the top 25. Pittsburgh's gone. So and that Notre Dame's playing good. They just beat the crap out of Pittsburgh. So it's fine. You got the Notre Dame win, but they play too inconsistent, and they're getting lucky, so they're gonna sneak in right now. They're gonna be in the playoff picture because they're the only ACC team. This is the highest ACC team, but this is a bad look because I think they're gonna get mollywopped by the big contenders. BYU, bad loss to Texas Tech last week, but they'll bounce back. I think they can sneak in. I think they're gonna be good. Only loss they won against Cincinnati. Oh, they're playing against Cincinnati. My bad. Won against Iowa State when they were good. Utah was a good win. Pac-12 isn't that bad this year, so I can see them sneaking in too. I think a Texas Tech loss is justifiable. They're one of the best teams in football, but they've got to win this Cincinnati game. And if they want to keep their dreams alive, if they lose against Cincinnati, it's over. It's over. So I think you should pour everything in. I think you can win against a UCF team who hasn't looked that good. So you can win.
By a field goal against Utah, the Cougars' only loss on the.
And they're gonna value the head-to-head because Utah just lost to one of their losses is to BYU. So I like that too. They beat the crap out of Cincinnati, who's ranked at the time too. Lost against BYU, lost against Texas Tech. Justifiable losses. You're one over. That's fine. That's a fine loss. And they both blew up one. That's okay. I like that.
The latest Alabama after the home loss.
Alabama drops. So I agree 100%. Ty Simpson did not look good. He did not look good. And I think Oklahoma's going to jump up to like a lot. They look so good against Georgia, and then against Vanderbilt, and then against Missouri, who was ranked at the time, and then Tennessee, and then South Carolina. And the South Carolina game was a little rough, but South Carolina get a job against LSU. You get their head coach fired, and then they just had to win out. These two are like easy games. These are gimme games. Auburn, I know, is never a true gimme, but Auburn is not as good as it used to be. Auburn's kind of a gimme game in this scenario. But if you lose against Oklahoma, everything's fucked up. If you win against Oklahoma, Oklahoma's chances are done. They're 7-3. Their chances are done. Losing this hurts you, obviously. You know, team wants to lose, but this really is like gonna bite them in the ass, and they're gonna miss their bye now because of one Oklahoma loss. So that's gonna be a rough one. 28 for 42, 362, 1 TD, 1 interception. Hill carried. You got 2 touchdowns. That's fine. Material didn't play that bad either though. He played 15 for 23, 138. That's fine. I like Notre Dame here. Beat Pitt. Got the job done. Like it. I like it. Yeah, it was a pretty good win. And the resume is pretty good. They've only lost to A&M, ranked team. Miami, which is a bad loss, but that's okay. Other than that, they really haven't had any hiccups. They beat a ranked Pittsburgh at the time. So, I like it.
Among those Utah teams in front now, it's looking like they're going on the road. Week 1. Oklahoma moving all.
Oklahoma moves up 3. Yep, I like that. So, Oklahoma look good. They're going to value the head-to-head. They're not going to move Notre Dame down because I would have liked to put Oklahoma at 9 and Notre Dame at 8. They just ran through a Pittsburgh team, which was ranked at the time, and they're not getting any praise for it. They beat them by 22 points, and they're not getting praise for it. I mean, I would feel a little annoyed if I was a Notre Dame fan. So I would like Oklahoma a little less. They just beat Alabama. That's good. That's a good win. But Oregon moves up one. I also like that too.
It's not very committed.
This might be in as good a shape.
And Ole Miss, and then Texas Tech moves up one because Alabama fell down 6. So everything from here on out gets shifted upwards 1. So Oregon, Ole Miss, Texas Tech, Georgia, A&M, Indiana, and then Ohio State. Ohio State and Indiana and A&M don't move, but the rest, all these move, just like I predicted. And Evo predict. So this is the playoff picture. So Tulane gets in because they're the only non-Power 4 school represented. I miss having Boise State being number 6 in the country with Prime Ashley Jenny. And it's a free thing, but it's okay. So Ole Miss, Miami, I think Ole Miss gets that done. I don't trust Miami. Miami will find a way to poop the bed. Oklahoma, Notre Dame, I think that's the best game. Or Alabama, Oregon. Those two are going to be great. Texas Tech versus Tulane. Good luck, Tulane. We'll see you next season. And then Alabama to Indiana or Oregon. That would be a good rematch. The Oregon's only one loss is to Indiana, and it wasn't a great loss, but they can sneak. So if they get in, this is gonna be a good game, a good rematch. Even Alabama doesn't disappoint sometimes. So Ole Miss versus A&M is gonna be another good one. Yeah, so Ole Miss is only lost to Georgia. They won against Oklahoma, number 8 ranked Oklahoma. They lost against number 5 ranked Georgia at the time, which is fine. It's fine. You can lose to Georgia. And they have a pretty easy schedule. They have a bye week next week, so they're idle next week. So and they have Mississippi State, which isn't a bad matchup. So I like that. I think Ole Miss stays at 11-1, and then I like Texas Tech too. I think Texas Tech will go to 11-1 too. If you're Texas Tech, you have to hope one of these teams loses. You have to hope A&M finds a way to lose. They look shaky against South Carolina, but you have to find a way they lose. Indiana won't lose. They play Wisconsin and Purdue next. I mean, that's done. It's over. Oh, they already played Wisconsin. They play Purdue next. I don't think that's done. I think that's wrapped. I don't think that's gonna work out for them. And Ohio State, I think Ohio State loses. They're gonna play against Michigan, but I don't think they're gonna lose. Same with Georgia too. I don't know. Georgia plays against Georgia Tech, which is gonna be a good game. Against Charlotte, you gotta hope for a miracle. Georgia Tech might be a little more steady, but I wouldn't bank on a Georgia loss. So I would hope Texas A&M loses if you're a Texas Tech fan. Also, if you're an Oregon fan, you gotta hope Indiana loses, but you're still not gonna get in. I feel like Indiana's gonna get number 4 or number 3, even if they lose once. They've been really good this year, and I don't think I see them slowing down. Mendoza's a Heisman favorite. I think you should be fine. So the first team out is BYU and Utah, Pac-12 schools. I feel like this is good. This is a good poll rankings. I've seen worse. I've seen way worse. I don't hate any of this. I feel like they nailed it pretty well. Let's look at the Heisman favorites. Yeah, so Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza plus 100, and then Julian Sang and Marcel Reed. Marcel Reed did have his Heisman moment against South Carolina. They scored 3 points, and then they scored 28 straight, like that. But Fernando Mendoza, I feel like, is the best quarterback in college football. I've said this for 3 weeks now. I've said this for weeks, that Fernando Mendoza, when healthy, when available, he will make clutch play after clutch play after clutch play. He will prove why he's the best player in college football. And you got showed that in Penn State, where he was in between two. I showed this on the channel. In between two, he was throwing it in between two edge rushers free off their blocks, and he laid out a dime. It was a good catch by the receiver, but he laid out a dime. He had to make that catch for that to be considered a throw. With 2 people in his face. I really like Mendoza, and he seems like a locker room guy. After the whole debacle with the throw and like the catch, it was tough. He could have been like, "Oh yeah, I'm the best player in the game. This is on me. I'm the best. I'm the Heisman. I'm him. I'm gonna be the first round draft pick. Yeah, I'm gonna get all this money. Yeah." But no, he was like, "Praise be to God, all glory to God." He's humble, and he thanked his receiver too for catching. That's what you need in a football locker room. That's what you need in any locker room, pros, college, high school, any locker room. You're gonna need that type of guy leading you, and the quarterback's the leader. You're gonna need that guy. So I really like Mendoza as a prospect, not only on the field but off the field too. I feel like he'll elevate a team that's in the dumps, so like the Jets or the Raiders, who really need that franchise QB, he will do that job for you. Things like Notre Dame moving up one. I don't think Oklahoma deserves to be above Notre Dame, but that's really minor. I also want to move Georgia Tech up. I think you can justify a move over USC, even though a bad loss they didn't move any, but or a bad win. No, a win's a win, but a bad win can be a bad win. I still think USC should just move one, or USC should be above Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt should be below USC. I don't like USC's or Vanderbilt's losses to Alabama. I don't like that loss. Alabama just lost to Oklahoma. I don't like that loss. I feel like Alabama's getting slight privilege. I think like BYU's played pretty good this year to be over Alabama too, and I know it's very minor one spot, but one spot changes everything. It changes the whole outlook. At this point, Alabama would be out, and BYU would be in against Oregon, or against Ole Miss. Like, I don't really like the Alabama pick. They didn't look that great. Offense was slow. Defense bailed them out a couple times, but offense is slow. So I don't trust that. And tomorrow's mock draft, you'll see how bad Alabama has taken a hit. I know it's one game, but one game means a lot in college football. One loss for these big programs like Alabama, Oregon, Ole Miss, they'll fall, and it's bad. That's just how college football is. You gotta win. 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 And tomorrow you might not even see me take Ty Simpson in my mock draft. I don't know. You'll never see. No. But yeah. All in all, the polls aren't that bad. Playoff picture is good. Playoff race begins. It's gonna be a good couple games. Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas A&M. I'll go more in depth later, but Missouri, Oklahoma is gonna be big for playoff predictions. Oregon, USC, that's gonna be big. If USC finds a way to win that, they'll be in the playoff picture, and they will 100% be in. So I like USC here to shock. I think USC could shock in Oregon. Texas, Arkansas. I think Texas is about done with the playoffs. I think they'll make a good bowl game. That's about it. Notre Dame has to get business done. Syracuse. Tennessee has to win against Florida. Tennessee has to win out to even have a chance. BYU just can't lose. Out of all of these teams, I feel like Miami will drop out. I think if Georgia Tech can win one game and Miami loses one, Georgia Tech will find a way to sneak into the playoffs. They'll get against Ole Miss. Will they win against Ole Miss? Probably not. But will they sneak in? Yeah, I think they can. I don't think Miami is that good. I think Ruben Bain's really good. But I don't trust Carson Beck. Never have, never will. So Georgia Tech will. And the ACC is really weak too. I can't really justify any Miami wins except Notre Dame. But Notre Dame hasn't looked that bad too. So you can just like write it off as the first week. It's not that bad. So yeah, you can maybe do that. So I don't think much of this will change though, other than maybe Miami. And if Alabama finds a way to lose against another team, maybe they'll drop out. But I think if Oklahoma wins out, they can do some good. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. Looked at some Heisman odds, looked at the polls. It's gonna be a good couple weeks for college football. We'll go more in depth into the next week's games on Saturday, on Thursday. So we'll talk about that, and then we'll do a mock draft Wednesday. So that's cool. See who falls, see who comes in. I like this a lot. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.